So this episode picks up right where last week's episode ended up, but we now see Silas is now he's just tied up to a playground, whatever, something in a playground, and they're all discussing what they should do. Some people are saying we should leave him. Some people are saying we should walk him to the next city, where apparently I can't remember the name of the city, but apparently that's where they've got a settlement and they can like leave him there. Some are saying walk him back. They're all discussing what they should do with Silas. None of them kind of said maybe we should just kill him, which was in my review for episode 7. I said they were probably going to let him go his own way, and if he came back, they'd kill him. And I thought Hook was going to be the one to make that decision, but Hook was actually the one who was trying to saying, I know it was sorry, no, Felix was the one, but the way they were going about it made complete sense to me. But we actually don't see what happens to Percy. He gets discussed in this episode. They say that they followed the trail. It led to the river, but then that was it. And the current was so strong that they don't think he was able to fight that off. So it kind of left that, okay, Percy is dead. So I'm imagining we will never see Percy again, which is quite disappointing because if you watch my review for episode 6, I literally said Tony and Percy are great new characters and I'm excited to see where they go. Episode 6 or episode 7, Tony dies. Percy, who knows where he's gone? I'm assuming we will never see him again, which is quite disappointing because, as I said, I was a fan of his character. But this whole episode, it was just a discussion of what should happen now with Silas. You got Elton is 100%. He goes, even if he's done it, I think he should stay with us because we're a family. He says, I've lost my family once. This is my new family and I'm not losing this family. And you understand where he's coming from because this is his family. He doesn't want it to break apart. But then again, Silas murders someone. And throughout this episode, we do get the backstory of Silas. Throughout the season, we've been getting glimpses of this. We first off seeing his knuckles, then we see him punch, and just kind of building an image of what happened. But in this episode here, we actually got the full experience of seeing what happened. We get some backstory of him when he looked about 8-9 years old, seeing him and his dad having actually fun together, and then we also see the whole situation of what happened. We first off see his dad is beating on him, he is punching him, and Silas has enough and he gets a frame and bashes over his dad, and then he starts beating on his dad, quite brutal actually, and he's beating on him, beating his dad's got cuts all over his face, his whole like half his face is just expanded out to here. And as his dad's like just on the ground, pretty much dying, someone knocks on the door. Silas goes up, answers the door. The woman is saying like, come with me, your dad is not safe, you should not be around him, he is going to do something dangerous. Silas, there's blood and stuff because you can see blood around his neck. I say the woman knew something happened because she literally says the walls are tin, but I don't think she thought something had happened the way it happened. She goes, Silas turns around and he's gone. The dad is gone, he has no idea where he is. Goes into the bathroom and opens the bathroom door, and quickly we get a glimpse of a kind of a flashback to again when he was 8-9 years old, seeing the mother or his mom trying to put makeup or whatever, just try to cover up a massive bruise on his face. And that kind of let us know like he was always like that. Even though he's nice to Silas, he was an asshole and he was a horrible person for doing something like that. Silas then goes upstairs and sees his dad. His dad turns around and he is now turned into a walker, and horrible looking walker. Silas then, of course, as you would when you see a loved one like that, panics, runs away because he doesn't want to just immediately kill him, runs into his bedroom and puts the music blaring as he lies on the ground, just so he can kind of zone out and completely forget about all that, puts his headphones on. Eventually his dad walks away and hears his mom come home, and as soon as he hears his mom comes home, he panics because his mom is screaming. She's trying to defend her husband off her. Even her husband, he's towering over her. She's not going to be able to hold him back for long. Silas comes up, bashes his head, and then holds him on the ground, keeps banging his head in the ground until that like literally explodes in the back, literally killing the father. But he's already dead, but like putting down his father as a walker. And his mom is shaking and she's saying, stay back, stay back. So it understands why when it came to the court, his mom's kind of sided against Silas, saying that okay, what he did and trying to get rid of Silas. You understand from that perspective. After that is all she viewed. So I think the whole backstory to Silas, it was intense, it was intriguing, and it was a horrible backstory to see what had happened to this character, because Silas' whole season has just been a mystery. I've wanted to know more about his character, and now we get his backstory. It's an absolutely horrible backstory to see someone have actually gone through that. And the whole backstory, though, I think it's a fantastic backstory. I think they handled it really well, and it was just so intriguing. But then we come back to the future. Well, not Back to the Future, but we come back to the present, and we see everyone's still discussing it. Silas is out and he's still tied up, and Walker comes towards him. And at first he was kind of like panicking, trying to get out, and then after a while he just went, fuck it. And he was just going to let the Walker eat him, and he slowly closes his eyes, he looks up the stairs, closes his eyes, and all of a sudden nothing happens. He's like, what the fuck? And Hope is standing towering over him. Walker's dead, and she shouts at him. She goes, what the hell, why'd you not scream? We're just gonna let this happen to you. She goes, I don't care if you don't remember, I think you did it, letting it planted in his mind that he doesn't think he did it. Or she thinks he did do it, which of course I think he did it. I think he did do it. Even though there's no evidence, like there's evidence, but there's nothing, you know what I mean. But I 100% think he did do it. Everyone's against it. We don't really get much of Felix and Hux. Of course, they do discuss it, and they're saying, well, we can't bring him anywhere. This is our decision to make. Elton talks to Iris that night and said, you're pretty much the best thing we have as leader, which I thought was kind of ridiculous, because I think I would look at Felix as their leader. I would not look at Iris for their leader. But they say, we all have a vote in here. If you just convince Huck, that's 3 against, or if you just convince Felix, that's 3 against 2, which means he has to stay. And I thought, I understand where Elton was coming from, the fact that this is his family, he doesn't want them to break up, but he wasn't really looking at it logically. Of course, what Silas did, you cannot live with it. You cannot feel safe with someone like that around. So I don't understand why Elton was so, like, he just really was demanding him to stay. But then Iris goes up and talks to him, and actually something important, it's really let know that Silas does have an obsession with her. We knew that he had a crush on her. We knew that there was, I even said it in episode 4 or 5, I thought there was some relationship forming there, but it actually came out that he kind of was obsessed with her. And even before they left the community, he took her drawings out of the bin and was kind of keeping them. We've seen a little glimpse of it, but it was not to the extent as we thought. Iris goes up and starts talking to him, and then Silas, he just stands up. Of course, he got out of ropes that night, and he says he did kill his dad. He did kill Tony, and he did kill Percy. We don't know if Percy is actually dead. I'm hoping he's still alive, because I did like the character, but I can't really see any scenario where he is still alive. And then Iris, he says his goodbyes. He says, I will never forget you, and you mean a lot to me. And then he goes off, and then she goes back, says it to everyone. Elton, then a couple of scenes later, Elton starts packing up his stuff, says to Hope, I'm leaving. And I actually thought she was going to convince him otherwise, but he actually leaves. But before he leaves, she drops a bombshell on him that, of course, your mom is dead, which is a lot to throw on that guy. He's literally thinking of leaving the group, and then she just says, oh yeah, I killed your mom. And I think she did it in a way just to get, because she knew this is probably the last time she's ever going to see him. She had, I need to get this off my conscience and say it to this guy, which I thought was, it was kind of shit. He's going out on there on his own, and now he's going to be an emotional wreck. Literally, you see him as he's walking out, he collapses to the floor crying, which is an obvious reaction, because he was saying that hopefully one day he's going to find his mom, find his sister. I just think her timing wasn't well. Like she could have timed that a lot better. I think just saying it like that was really a poor plan. She really shouldn't have said it that way. I understand why she was trying to get off her chest, because this is the last time she'll ever get to do it, but she really did not handle that situation well. But Elton thinks that Silas should not be out there on his own. He should not be out there thinking that no one believes in him. So Elton is now going after Silas. He's going to join Silas, and honestly, I do enjoy the character of Elton. Silas was a mystery. I now like that we know his backstory, but honestly, I hope that's the end of them. I hope we don't see them again. I think that's kind of a good mystery of them just going out in the world by themselves, and I would be actually really disappointed if we did come back to them. Unless they do something good, even that, I don't want to see their characters again. They've gone off on their own. That's their story now. We're not following their story. We're following Hope and Iris's story. So I do not want to see them again. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them again, but I don't want to see them again. I want them to go off on their own story, and that's it for them. I hope that is it, but who knows? But then we get our CRM kind of, it wasn't a post-credit scene, it was just right before the credits, and it's what's her name, Colonel Kubrick, and she's talking to a guard, and Huck comes in, and we revealed that Huck was a double agent. I actually was considering that the other day. Hope went out by herself. Of course she goes out by herself. She actually met with Colonel Kubrick, and it's revealed that that's her daughter. We knew that she had a daughter. I heard some people theorizing that it was actually the woman from Fear the Walking Dead. I'm blanking on her name now, but people were Isabel. People were speculating that that was her daughter. Hook being revealed as her daughter was absolutely shocking. It was really, really shocking that that's now revealed as her daughter. I'm pretty sure I gathered that right. I'm pretty sure that was her daughter, but I just thought that was great. I think the fact that she's a double agent makes a lot of sense. The fact that she's her daughter is just completely, it's mind blowing how that actually all worked out in that way. I think it was a fantastic way to end the episode. I'm beyond excited. World Beyond. I'm beyond excited for episode 9 and 10, which it's just insane. I'm excited for the next episode of World Beyond. If you said that to me in episode 4, I would not have believed you, because at that stage I was not interested in the show, didn't really like it. But after watching episode 7, 6, 7 and 8 have just been fantastic. I just been so excited to see what's going to happen in episode 9 and 10, because that's going to be a double episode. They're going to be playing it both, which just expect from me 2 separate reviews for both of them, because 2 episodes I'm going to review them separately. I'm not going to review them together. So I'm just really excited to watch them now next week. I would love to actually just go over and watch them now, because I want to see what happens. I imagine they're going to have to get there. It'd be a bit weird if the season ended and they didn't make it to their father, because I think they're going to have to make it to their father. It'd be a bit odd if they didn't, because the whole storyline for this series is to make it to their father. I think they have to make it there by the end of season 1, and then season 2 is going to be a completely different thing of maybe them. I don't know what they're going to do, but I just think they have to get there in season 1 just to wrap season 1 up well. But who knows? Hopefully they do get there, because I kind of want to see CRM as well. So hopefully they get there at the end of season 1. And if you want to hear my thoughts on episode 9 and 10, that'll be dropping next week. So if you want to hear my thoughts on them, click that subscribe button. And if you want to hear more Walking Dead content from me in the future, in February the next episode's drop. If you want to hear my thoughts on all of them, click that subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching.